200 real quick. Real quick. Real quick.
It's Western Conference time for the traveling Golden State Warriors today. 2K Sports brings you Friday night NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. This game marks the end of this stretch at home for the Suns. Back on the road tomorrow. Still early in the season, but the front office and coaching staff likes what they are seeing from this team so far. Better winning percentage than last year. Teletovic, P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Warren. And Freak subbed in for Knight. And then for Golden State, Razili's checked in for Bogut. Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Barbosa in for Klay Thompson. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, Barnes and Green are the forward set. Steph Curry's out there with Barbosa. And it's Azili in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. We'll see how long they can keep it going.
Phoenix looked to be on the verge of making a season. Ultimately, though, Greg, they faltered in the second half of the year.
Yeah, it was a three-team race. And after coming up short in 14, the Suns had the edge early. As you said, Kevin, they simply couldn't keep things going in the second half of the season.
Here's Barnes. Against the Lakers, he was really on his game. Pass to Barbosa, takes the three. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Great three-point shooting here out of the gate. That makes 4 makes already from long distance.
Bring music, scorching those nets. How long can they keep this up, though?
From about 16. And Lure kicks to Freak. 5 to shoot. The 19-foot shot, and he gets the jumper to drop. Freak's got his first 2 points of the night. 1:12 left in the first quarter. Now let's find out what head coach Steve Kerr had to say to Doris Burke. Doris?
He has a very specific approach laid out. He told me that they're going to concentrate on working the ball into the paint as much as possible today and taking advantage of what he believes is a significant edge for them on the interior. Guys?
Thanks again, Doris. Bledsoe dishes to Lure. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Lure's got his first points of the game.
Beautiful feed off the bounce to his teammate there. Nicely done.
Curry kicks to Azili. It's stolen by Morris. And there's the pass to Lure. Now here's Freak, guarded by Green. And Tucker kicks to Lure. Suns moving the ball around. And it's off the back rim. No good. Warriors leading by 8. Barbosa passes to Curry. Kicks to Barnes. Launches it. Once. So with the rebound. From deep. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Warriors lead by 8. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. And Stephen, the gym range, he told us about his comfort stretching the floor.
Anywhere 5-6 feet outside that three-point line, if I have a dribble, if I catch and shoot, if I have a good look, I think Coach will allow me to take that shot. And it's tough to guard, especially when you see a couple go in. That basket gets a lot bigger.
I was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look to Steph Curry, and tough to guard? A.
I mean, he is just an insanely great shooter. I mean, arguably, I don't think there's an argument. He's the best shooter in the world. The argument is whether or not he's the best shooter ever. And listen, I can imagine there's very few times that Coach Kerr is not going to allow this Splash brother to let her rip.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to get going once again. Hey, during the break, players getting a chance to refuel and hydrate with some Gatorade as there is more basketball in store. What do you guys think about the Warriors here so far?
Just almost an intimidating factor when you're able to go out and consistently come up with the block shots like they have defensively.
Well, what happens is shooters begin to start looking for the shot blockers, and it does intimidate them.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. And Golden State looking at who they've got. Iguodala, the 3 with Barnes, the stretch 4. Livingston and Thompson are the guards. And it's Bogut in at the 5 spot.
You know, there was a time when some thought Tyson Chandler would be a draft bust. But, you know, it took some time before he found his niche and has been one of the best bigs in the NBA for the span of his career. You know, that shows you also when you draft guys out of high school, they're going to need a couple more years to really define who they are as players.
Freak with it. He's coming off a 10-point game against New Orleans.
And what I enjoyed when watching that game was the way he balanced getting his shot and also incorporating his teammates.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
Knight kicks to Chandler. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
And Len has it in the corner. Now here's Freak. Defense right on him. To the inside. A nice shot by Knight. Chandler was a bit of a late bloomer, but you can't argue with his presence on the floor now.
Well, he won a title and embodies what you need to do in order to win titles. I mean, Chandler makes all the difference on defense, and that's why teams will just still want him even late in his career.
Freak with it. Guarded now by Andrew Bogut. Over in the corner, Warren. And so it looks like the Suns will retain possession here. And now let's check in on the 2 guards from around the league and see which one of them is playing the stingiest defense over the span of the last 10 games. Klay Thompson is second.
You know, you watch him on a game-in, game-out basis, and he just puts on a clinic defensively, both in terms of effort and technique at that off-guard spot.
Well, it's a combination of the all-out effort and the flawless technique you just talked about. I mean, that's allowed him to climb that list. I mean, he's rightfully regarded as one of the league's toughest defenders.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Knight dishes to Land. Tipped away.
You know what? You just cannot get much better of a look than that one.
Exactly. I mean, no way you expect him to miss that shot.
Here's Knight. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3. And, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Suns.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And the intensity is carried over into their ability to get out in passing lanes and really be disruptive in terms of their opponent's offense.
And Phoenix making a change here. Jelenovic has checked in, and Golden State also making a change. Green, he's checked in for Harrison Barnes.
And on the bench for the Suns is Jeff Hornacek, probably one of the tougher coaches in the league. He'll bend your ear if you make mental errors.
Thompson outside to stop the drought. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
Yeah, and in that game, we saw a lot of sloppy play from the opposing offense. They coughed the ball up, a lot of unforced turnovers.
And that did make things relatively easy for them. You know, it's nice to get a win and not have to work too hard for it.
And for Coach Hornacek, Greg, you learned from one of the toughest coaches as a player. You know, several trips to the finals And you know this guy well, Clark. Jerry Sloan was the guy that molded Jeff Hornacek.
One of the outstanding coaches in the history of the NBA, Jerry Sloan. Although Hornacek saw all that success in Utah, this is a homecoming job for him because he started his career in Phoenix.
Uh-oh, a little showboating at the end of that one.
Knight kicks to Teletovic. Offensive rebound. And a wide open look for Freak. Here's Len, and they finally get it to go. A full night's work on the boards in one trip down the floor.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Not a lot you can do as a defense when they keep getting the ball in the paint like this.
Teletovic passes to Freak. No good from outside.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
Yeah, big time. I mean, the words that come to mind, ice and cold and disappearing stroke, all would apply.
Rejected by Len. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Warren. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many.
And the first half comes to a close.
Yes, Kevin, thank you. I'm with Klay Thompson. What's working and what's not working for you guys out here tonight?
You know, they clog the lane, and they play great help defense. We got to keep driving and kicking, doing a great job sharing the ball, and we just play unselfish. We'll be great in the second half.
Thank you, Klay. We so appreciate it. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
All right, listen up, everybody. The second half doesn't have to be as close as the first if we pay attention to a couple of things. We've done a nice job of getting everyone involved in the offense. Our passing has been heads up and unselfish. That's something I'd like to see even more of. One thing that's helped us, we've had some nice blocks. That's been a real momentum changer. It's important to keep up that intensity. Okay, one more thing. A smooth flow to the second half is just what we're looking for. Let's keep things moving, but not at some kind of breakneck pace. We've been treading water for too long in this game and letting them hang around. Let's get this going. Get fired up!
Third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. An exceptional performance from Brandon Knight.
Always been a dynamic scorer, and we saw in that first half the entire repertoire on display.
Yeah, he's a hard...
Some changes for Phoenix. Lenz checked in for Mirza Teletovic. And Freak subbed in for Eric Bledsoe.
And really last season it was supposed to be a battle between the Warriors and Clippers for that Pacific title. But the Warriors just ran away with it. Won the division by 11 games.
Zamoshki in at shooting guard. Alex Len out there with Chandler. Then there's Brandon Knight. And it's Warren in at the small forward position. That's who's out there for Phoenix. For the Warriors, it was the third time they've ever won the division. Last time coming in 1976. So, Clark, it's been a while.
It's been a long time, but they did it in style. 13-3 record against the rest of the division. That would be the best in-division winning percentage for any team in the NBA.
Knight dishes to Len. What a season for Alex Len last year. Came in looking to find a spot for the team, and he made huge jumps in his game.
And I think it correlated with his minutes going up as well. I mean, played a lot more minutes, and he's a very complete big guy. With the added minutes, the production has gone up as expected.
And the Warriors making a change here. Livingston's checked in. He dishes it to Green. Thompson with it, out defended by Freak. Here's Iguodala. Tyson Chandler grabs the board. Chandler's got 5 rebounds tonight.
You know, you can expect young big men to improve over time, but I didn't think anyone expected Lynn to jump ahead so fast.
Knight kicks to Len. From 10 feet out, and he hits the jump shot. Len's got 5. Guys, close one here. No team getting a huge advantage.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, there have already been 5 lead changes, but nobody taking control of them.
Yeah, tooth and nail fight so far, guys. These sides match up really well.
That's good. Green's got 5 points in the quarter.
And a final remark, guys, on Lynn. I mean, his defense was the big benefactor. I mean, he was a force in the paint and developed into a really solid rim protector.
The shot by Knight, no good. Warriors have gone at a pretty good shooting pace. They're 6 of 13 from the field here in the third. The drive by Thompson, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Livingston. And that's 13 points for Klay Thompson.
Beautiful finger roll to cap that drive off. He knows how to finish with some flair and flavor, guy.
Off the pick. Count it, and the Warrior lead has been cut to just 1 in the basket from Knight.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Here's Thompson. Again, the miss by Thompson. Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, it makes it tough for the defense to chase that ball around when it moves that crisply all over the court.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
And Freak throws it down. Guys, what a back-and-forth game this has been.
You know what? You're right. Neither side has been able to hang on to the lead for any kind of time at all.
And that's already resulted in 7 lead changes.
Looking at the last game for the Golden State Warriors, it was a win against the Los Angeles Lakers.
And in that game, guys, they were just about as dominant defensively on the interior as you could ever be.
And once they got a few rejections, they had opposing scorers looking for those long arms and hands. And it caused hesitation in taking shots in there.
Knight with it. And it's Iguodala picking him up. And it's Freak missing. Golden State's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Livingston passes to Green. He feeds it to Livingston. Green, the screen. On the wing, it's Iguodala. Uncovered. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Knight. And that's collected by Bogut. Chandler with the steal. It's Freak, top of the key. From deep, Andre Iguodala comes up with the rebound. And here's Thompson. No good. And at the close of the third quarter, still a close game, and both teams putting up points in a hurry. Warriors lead by 1. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. The Suns. So for the Suns, Lures checked in for Mirza Teletovic. Freak comes in for Knight. And it's Price in for Eric Bledsoe. And the Warriors also making a change. Thompson's checked in, and Golden State looking at who they've got. Curry is out there with Barbosa. Then there's Harrison Barnes. Then it's Thompson, and it's Azili in at the 5. Some changes for Golden State. Thompson, he's checked in for Harrison Barnes. Iguodala comes in for Thompson, and it's Livingston in for Steph Curry.
And now, your Sun Dancers.
The screen from Thompson. Down low. Kicks it out to Iguodala. Stolen by Tucker. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Lure. He's covered by Thompson. Lure dishes to Morris.
At the line for your Suns, Markieff Morris. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that'll push the lead to double digits. Both shots good from the stripe.
Clutch free throws there. That should ensure they're going home with the W.
All right, Phoenix, keep it going for your Suns answers.
Here is Livingston, guarded by Price. Livingston kicks to Barbosa. And again, no good by Golden State. And so it's Phoenix easily grabbing this one. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, and I thought good execution really played a big part throughout.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, congratulations on the win, Brandon. And what did you guys do well tonight that helped contribute to your success?
We just stayed focused. Today we were able to continue to, try to stick to our game plan, get stops, and, just continue to crash the boards. We were able to stay to, true to what we practice and, what we believe in.
It all came together for you, Brandon. Thank you so much. Guys?
All right, Doris, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. Now it's time to head back to the studio with Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, much appreciated. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Brandon Knight.
Just a sensational performance on a lot of levels, Ernie. Too many levels. He doesn't get the chance to be the star of the show tonight. Put him on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Working for him tonight. He plays the game at a lightning fast pace, and we got a serious taste of that tonight. When he puts on those afterburners, forget about it. He's out of there.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.
What a life, eh, freak? 1 minute you're playing 21 and horse on the courts in Harlem, and the next moment you're in the showroom, configuring the gunmetal and graphite exterior of your luxury car and your iPad mini. Oh, I bet you get a crazy crowd when you drive that car around the block in the old neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, I'm living the dream. Mad pandemonium. But folks from back around the way are real proud of me.
Yeah, I hear you. Local kid makes good. You know, it kind of reminds me of when I took my tech stock public and I rang the New York Stock Exchange bell, and my mom's friends called her up and said, "Maggie, is that your son on Bloomberg News this morning ringing the bell?" And my mom says, "Yes, sirree, Bob, it was him." That was a great moment, freak. And you know, our lives are like a pearl necklace of great moments, all strung together with the finest silk thread of memories. And we have to be very careful how we cultivate those pearls and we thread that necklace.
Does this meeting by any chance have to do with Vic Van Leer?
I grew up in the burbs, freak. I wasn't poor, upper middle class, comfortable. My daddy worked as an accountant for one of the largest insurance firms in the country. Smart with his money. Mom didn't have to work. I went to boarding school. And then my dad died of a heart attack when I was a freshman at MIT. I was a movie geek, wanted to be a civil engineer, but I made my fortune by becoming a hybrid of both those interests. My dad didn't want me to be an accountant. Oh, listen to this. My best friend was a guy named Isidore. Yeah, we called him Izzy. He was one of the smartest human beings I have ever met in my life. I mean, Izzy was taking second-year college calculus courses as a high school sophomore, right? Straight-A student, full ride to MIT. Izzy had the world at his fingertips. But he was always looking for trouble, and trouble found him. He ran with the wrong crowd. And when we got to MIT, he got this great job working for a financial consulting firm in Boston. But every weekend, he would fly to Vegas. You see, Izzy had a system for counting cards in Vegas that had the big casinos on the Strip. Oh, it's stymied. He would come back to MIT with suitcases filled with $200,000 in cold cash.
What?
Yeah.
So your man Izzy was getting hit off like that?
Like a fat rat in a cheddar cheese factory, freak.
Okay, so what happened to this dude Izzy? Because he's dope.
No, not dope. Dead. After he'd been missing for 3 weeks, the Nevada State Police never found hide nor hair of Isidore. And our friendship took a hit when he asked me to hang out with him in Vegas, and I said I wouldn't do it because I knew he was on a dark and twisted path in his life. And yes, he was my dude. But no way was I gonna throw my life away trying to show my loyalty to a guy who really and truly didn't understand what loyalty was all about.
So this meeting is about Vic.
Correctamente.
Okay, well, sir, Vic isn't Izzy.
And why's that, freak?
Well, for one thing, you and your dead friend Izzy didn't grow up poor. Me and Vic grew up in a neighborhood where we had to look over our shoulder every 2 seconds to make sure nobody was going to walk up on us and rob us.
True. Izzy and I did not grow up in the hood. But we, like you, thankfully grew up in a 2-parent household. But even that wasn't enough for Izzy. He wasn't satisfied. He was always looking for a 5-alarm fire when he already had the warmth and comfort of a loving family. This is not about class warfare, freak. This is about the consequences of making bad choices and risking it all when you feel like you have nothing to lose.
Vic is like a brother to me, sir.
But you shouldn't be Brother Vic's keeper, freak. Would a brother go looking for trouble and put your career and your livelihood at risk by getting into fights at nightclubs and seedy after-hour joints and then scream to the media, "Yeah, it's all good, I'm an FOF, friendo freak. It's all misunderstanding. Y'all be haters, don't hate my game." I don't think a brother would do that to someone they really cared about, but a guy who looked at you like a meal ticket would.
No. See, you don't understand Vic.
Really? I don't understand.
No.
Look, man, it was a misunderstanding with the guy in the next VIP booth. His honey started flirting with me, so naturally I started flirting back. Next thing I know, Captain Cornball's off my grill piece beefing. Next thing he know, he got a 2-piece and a biscuit on his left eye. Hey, I don't know who hit him, and it damn sure wasn't me. Hey, Captain Cornball's mad because I'm an FOF, friend of freak. Hey, but check this out, though. He needs to train that hottie before he leave the house, though. Yo, he's hotties ain't loyal, man.
What's there to understand? Are you freaking blind? You know, I just want to know, how much did you pay your lawyers to make all this go away?
Almost $100,000.
Excuse me, son, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said I paid almost $100,000.
Exactly. And if you keep riding shotgun with Vic, you're gonna go broke. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Look, Vic is my friend, and I grew up with him. How many times I gotta tell you, sir?
Freak, this is not a request. I am not asking you to do this. I am telling you to do this. And the first order of business is that Mr. Vic Van Leer is banned from traveling with you on the road. Vic is banned from the locker room. And Vic is banned from this arena. And if I catch this guy, Vic, in or anywhere near the facilities, Mr. Vic Van Leer will be arrested for trespassing.
Are you serious, sir?
Brother, I'm as serious as cancer. We all know that can be deadly.
You know, when me and Vic were kids, playing summer tournaments at the Dome, we always imagined making it to the pros, right? And after the crowds left, just a street light was on the court, like 11:30, 12 midnight, even 1 in the morning sometimes. We used to practice player introductions, running on the court, giving dab, high-fiving the teammates. Vic, he would act as an announcer. You know, he would introduce me and announce my name on a loudspeaker, and the Jumbotron would flash my image like a little guy dressed in long shorts and a jersey. And now, fresh off his 3-game, 62-point scoring streak, the youngest player to ever do so in NBA history, Frequency Vibrations. So me and Vic would sit in those empty bleachers at the Dome and dream like nobody's business. And now I'm living a dream. For real. And in so many ways, Vic was part of that.
Please, listen to me. I mean, I know this guy's your dude from way back.
Look, me and Vic go way back like the front seats of a '67 Cadillac.
That's good. We go way back. Did you say front seats?
Front seats of a '67 Cadillac.
We go way back like the front seats of a '67 Cadillac. Well, do you have any crickets? I'm going to be the hit once again at Herbie Allen's Sun Valley Shindig because my fellow billionaires love it when I walk and talk that talk.
So that almost sounds...
No, let me tell you exactly what it sounds like. I respect, admire, and most importantly, love you as a human being and a role model. But I pay you a lot. And I mean, I pay you a lot of money to play for my team. And I am in this game to win it. And you can't win it with an albatross around your neck like Vic. So Vic is done. History. And here's some more lingo that I picked up from a former megastar who used to play for me several seasons ago. Thought I would never release him until I did. And now he's the sixth man on a struggling team in Venice. And yeah, I'm talking Venice with the canals and the gondolas and Harry's Bar, not the street ballers next to the fortune tellers on the beach in Cali. This guy used to tell me when he thought there was a player destroying our team, don't be a hero, cut that zero. And that is what I am telling you about Vic. Freak, cut that zero. The only thing Vic brings into your life is headache. An unwanted and unnecessary negative
attention, and it will begin to affect your mindset. And when it affects your mindset, it's going to affect your play. And when it affects your play, it's going to affect my team. And when it affects my team, it's going to affect my money. And if it affects my money, Google Translate will become your new freaking friend. I want a championship ring, freak, and I want you to help me get that ring. And banners after banners hanging from the rafters in this arena. So, freak, hear me clearly and hear me good. V, G, Vic, gotta go. Handle your business. And remember, that contract you signed contains a morality clause, a very important clause that revolves around your conduct on and off the court, and how it can negatively impact my team. Now, I don't want you to have to learn Italian or Croatian as a second language. And hey, playing pro ball overseas, there's nothing wrong with that. But the arenas are nothing like this, nor will the money be the same. And on top of all of that, this is the U.S. of A., the greatest freaking country in the world. Ask yourself, is Vic worth all that? Think about it. Think long, think wrong.
Tell you about Vic. He has his bad rap. It's not, and I understand some of his judgments might shadow his actual character. He's not that at all. Man, Vic, let me tell you something. We have love for each other. We're brothers. Blood couldn't make us any closer at all. I mean, he has so much loyalty to me and to my family. You could see even Cece, has issues with him, but he still loves her. He still loves her.